What's up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the podcast series. I'm joined by
Hello?
Dylan, and today we're going to be talking about what went down at the MLB trade deadline. We're going to be going through each trade that happened in the last 4 days. So we are going to start with August 27th, and we're going to make our way up to today. So there's a lot that happened.
Yeah, and the trades before that were basically minor, so we're not going to discuss those ones.
Yeah.
We'll focus on these ones.
And I didn't even know that any of these trades happened. So, yeah. So the first trade that we're going to be discussing is also kind of a minor one, but also kind of a okay deal for both sides, or for the Tampa Bay Rays. Brett Phillips.
If you're a Brewer fan, I'm familiar with the name.
Yeah, if you're a Brewer fan, you know who this is. Brett Phillips. Brett Phillips to the Tampa Bay Rays. In exchange, the Royals will get Lucius Fox, who I don't even know who that is.
He's not from Batman. That's all we.
No. This is true. This is true. Yeah, it's I gotta say Tampa Bay wins this trade, but like, you know, whatever. He'll be like a backup outfielder for them. I don't see him starting, unless they give like one of their starting outfielders a rest or whatever. But I don't even know if he's on the major league roster. I don't know if he's got opted to the ultimate training site or not. But whatever. I say Rays win this trade. Down to the next trade, the Toronto Blue Jays acquired right-handed pitcher Tajan Walker. I probably pronounced that first name wrong. And Seattle acquired a player to be named later. Dylan, you said this is a good deal for Toronto, right?
Well, he's got potential, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, but I heard that it was a good trade for Toronto, so we'll go from there. Toronto wins this trade.
Yeah, Tajan Walker was supposed to be, at one point, was supposed to be like an ace, but I don't think he's done as good as projected, but he still has potential to be a good starter, though. Yeah. And I believe he's young, too, so Toronto could have a nice weapon there if he figures it out.
And don't worry, Seattle's going to win another trade later. We'll just get to that later.
Yep.
So on August 28th, the only trade of August 28th, the Chicago White Sox acquired center fielder Jared Dyson, and in exchange, the Pittsburgh Pirates received international bonus pool money. Yeah, I think the White Sox won this trade. But the Pirates, the Pirates did get money, so good for them.
Maybe sign an international player that maybe can help them in the future. We'll see, but Jared Dyson, however you pronounce it, will be. I know he's super quick, and well, maybe he'll be like kind of like a base stealer for Chicago off the bench, or a defense replacement in late innings, maybe.
Yeah,
I think that's what it'll be for them.
Yeah, I think so.
As right now, I'll say White. Unless the Pirates all suddenly find that.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what?
Apparently that was not the only trade. I don't know why it's in two different sections, but we already discussed this trade. Tommy La Stella to Oakland for Franklin Barreto. Terrible trade for the Angels.
Oh, yeah, that deal.
That was a terrible deal.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. That was a, I did not understand that one.
I didn't either. And
Tommy Lassell. I know, not Oakland. I know the Angels are kind of sold, as they kind of showed towards the end of the deadline. They did some moves, but trading away Tommy Lassell for that guy, I thought they could have gotten a better return.
yeah,
But maybe that guy will prove me wrong.
he better, because I saw a lot of pissed off Angels fans. I saw a lot of mad Angels fans. And they were not happy. And to be honest, I kind of wasn't happy either. And I'm not even a goddamn Angels fan. I just love Mike Trout as a player, and I want him to actually get help. But moving along, since we already talked about this a lot, we're gonna move on to August 29th.
Yeah, all we know is the Angels.
Good Lord,
but we can move on from that one now.
Yeah. August 29th, the only trade was the Trevor Rosenthal to the Padres. Royals acquire outfielder Edward Olivares and a player to be named later. I don't really know much about both these players, but I looked up Trevor Rosenthal and he was doing pretty good in the bullpen. So just another bullpen arm for San Diego. I guess they win the trade. I don't know if Edward Olivares is a good player or not, so probably not. So
we'll see in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see in the future.
It's a win for San Diego, but as we'll talk about later, it wasn't really. They're not gonna win a certain trade later. August 30th.
Yeah.
A crap ton of trades. The first one, left-handed pitcher Tommy Malone to the Atlanta Braves in exchange for two players to be named later. Atlanta definitely needed some pitching, and they got it here, I guess. Let me just let me just look at his stats here quick. 2020. Oh, okay. Well, he's got a terrible ERA. He's got a 5.68 ERA in 31.7 innings.
Yeah, he isn't exactly. Yeah, I heard a lot of Brave fans were complaining about that, of course. But I've kind of learned to shut up after what happened with Jordan Lyles last year for the Brewers, so I kind of
Andrew Pomeranz.
Just wait and see it.
Andrew Pomeranz. Pomeranz had like a 5 ERA.
As a starter, he was not very good.
Yeah, he had like a 5 ERA.
But he was a good bullpen arm for the Giants before he got traded to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I saw. When I first heard that trade, I looked him up. I'm like, are you kidding me? We traded that one. I don't remember who we traded, actually. I know it was a prospect. And then I saw he had a 5 ERA, and I'm like, are you kidding? And then he ends up being a pretty good player for us, and then gets a 4-year deal from San Diego. And so far has a 0 ERA through like 11 innings. I looked up that up later. So, yeah. Speaking of San Diego, the next trade involves Mitch Moreland to San Diego in exchange for infielder Hudson Potts and outfielder Jason Rosario. I'm just going to give this one to San Diego because I don't know who those two players are.
I heard those were two pretty good prospects, actually, for Boston, so we'll see.
Well, then Boston
wins. That's what I read.
I don't know, so they both win. Everyone wins.
Yeah, I don't really know. I just
everybody wins here.
It helps both sides, I guess.
All right. Well, the next trade, the Cubs acquired first baseman Jose Martinez in exchange for two players to be named later to the Tampa Bay Rays. I've heard Jose Martinez is a pretty decent player, so I guess this is a good trade for the Cubs, getting a bench bat, getting a potential maybe starter, maybe, I don't know. But kind of like the Nick Castellanos deal last year. They traded for him, and then he went off, which gained him a 4-year, $60+ million deal with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So yeah, decent trade for the Cubs. So yeah,
And plus, they didn't really get him according to what I read. I guess they weren't really using him much, so I guess good for them to get a few prospects.
yeah. Even though they are trying to win now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, this trade was kind of surprising for me. The next one, Michael Givens to Colorado, and in exchange, they give up infielder Tyler Nevin, infielder Taryn Favara, nice name, and then a player to be named later. I didn't expect Michael Givens to go to Colorado. I thought Colorado would be a team that would just maybe stay put or make a trade here or there, but I actually kind of applaud them for actually, getting some help in the pitching.
Yeah, they made that move, and I was a little surprised. I thought maybe even a team like the Dodgers would look at them.
True, I did think, or maybe even Los Angeles since they need pitching, the Angels. But who knows?
I feel like they sell more than buy though, but I thought maybe the Dodgers would look at them just because I feel like that's the one part of their team that's not like invincible. It seems.
True.
Is their bullpen other than maybe. But I don't follow the Dodgers much, so I'd have to look at them more.
Yeah. But speaking of pitching for the Angels, they traded catcher Jason Castro to the San Diego Padres in exchange for right-handed pitcher Gerardo Reyes. I think he's a prospect, so he won't be MLB ready, but it's whatever. They get a pitcher for once in their lives. So future. So I think San Diego wins this trade, but there's always a but. This next trade was a big head scratcher. Austin Nola, Austin Adams, and Dan Altel or Altavella, I don't know, to the San Diego Padres in exchange for Taylor Trammell, which is the only top 100 prospect in this deal. Catcher Luis Torrens, infielder Ty France, who's been doing pretty good. I looked up his stats and he's been hitting over 300. So that was kind of a head scratcher there, but also they acquired right-handed pitcher Andres Munoz. So, you want to take this one away?
Yeah. I did not understand that trade at all. I mean, I know now I know we didn't discuss it yet, but obviously we all know they got Mike Clevenger now, so I guess it worked out in the end, but before that, though, I was wondering, what the fuck are they doing? I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. And then I looked...
That makes sense either. Eric and Castro. They had Castro from the Angels before, and then they get this guy. I'm like, what the heck are they doing?
Yeah, and then I did some research and then found out that their two catchers that they had, Francisco Mejia and Austin Hedges, could not hit for shit. They couldn't hit. They had no offense whatsoever. So they
from the catcher position. I was first with the mindset they could have. They got so many great weapons there that I feel like catcher is one spot they just need someone that can be great defensively and maybe get some occasional hits, kind of like what Kratz was for the Brewers in 2018. But that's what they did. We'll see what they do. And they still have so yeah.
Yeah, Francisco Mejia was hitting under 100, but he was also injured. And then Austin Hedges was hitting like 120 something, I believe. So that not good offensively. I guess they were looking for an offensive catcher. But catchers from Seattle, we traded for one, and he's been
Yeah. Nowhere near the grand old replacement that he was hyped up to be so far, anyway.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Mike Clevenger, the next deal again involves San Diego. What was rumored for like days and days finally happened today. Mike Clevenger, Greg Allen, and a player to be named later headed to San Diego. In exchange, Cleveland gets Austin Hedges, outfielder Josh Naylor, right-handed pitcher Cal Quantrill, left-handed pitcher Joey Cantillo, shortstop Gabriel Arias, and infielder Owen Miller. Good lord.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then this is not a trade, but to make room for that for the MLB roster, the Cleveland Indians had to DFA Brewer legend Domingo Santana to make room for this trade.
Yep.
So, I think it's a win for both sides, to be honest, but it could be a huge win for Cleveland down the line if these players pan out. Right now, San Diego's just trying to get into the World Series picture, which they clearly have. And they're trying
to win the World Series too.
Yeah, they're trying to win it. Cleveland, overachieving a little bit, but yeah, they realize that Clevenger, and I believe he got into a fight with another pitcher said that he would quit or request a trade if Clevenger was still there. So it worked out for both sides. Cleveland gets a ton of talent, young talent, and San Diego gets a win now move. So I kind of figured that would happen.
We'll see what happens for both sides, I guess, is one of them type of deals, but it's a win-win, I think, for both right now. Right now, I'd give the edge to San Diego, of course, because Clevenger's proven.
Yeah.
And he's actually legit one of the better starters in all MLB. And now that they finally got the ace in San Diego, now they can definitely contend World Series.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And they also get to keep...
Plus, they still got McKenzie.
Yeah, I was about to just say that. I was about to say they also get to keep Mackenzie Gore this whole time.
Who's supposed to be one of the next pitchers in all of baseball, so... Yeah, they're going to be really stacked all around in another year for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Being a San Diego fan right now, it's probably got to feel pretty good, I'd say.
Totally.
Even though they kind of did I think maybe not as good of a move with Seattle for sure, but they still had Clevenger, so it worked out.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. It also worked out for Oakland.
They're in really...
Go ahead.
Moving on.
Oh. I thought you saying something else. But yeah, moving along. Mike Minor traded to Oakland in exchange for 2 players to be named later. So this is obviously a win now move for Oakland as they get a left-handed pitcher, Mike Minor, who's been doing pretty good this year. Texas just keeps building the farm system with prospects. So,
they got a poor farm system too in Texas, I heard. So screwed up. I think not getting rid of Mike Minor last year. Hopefully they'll make the same now with Lance Lynn because they didn't trade him.
Yeah,
I think they should have traded Lance. I think they might have screwed up there again.
Well, you never know. I think you never know if they got like a bull crap offer and maybe a terrible deal for them. Who knows?
I heard the price they wanted was extremely high, so that's all I know.
Yeah, well, can't win them all.
I think the Rangers, I think they screwed up on not getting rid of Lance Lynn personally. They did the same with Mike Minor last year, and now they get rid of him and barely get anything. Maybe when Oakland, maybe they'll figure it out, though.
Speaking of a team,
Mike Minor was amazing last year, but this year not so much. I actually wanted him last year.
yeah, what can you do? What can you do? You know, some teams are stubborn.
Yeah, they seem to be one of them. They hope Lance Lynn keeps it going.
It must
because his
be.
value ain't gonna get as high as they'll probably be.
I think it's an unwritten rule to trade someone that. I think it's an unwritten rule to trade someone or to not trade. Okay, I don't know what joke I'm trying to make there. I was thinking about it in my head, and then when I say it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It must be an unwritten rule to not trade someone when their value is high. There we go. Anyway, moving on. That was cringe.
It was that said that with that Fernando Tatis thing, so.
Yeah, but moving along. Robbie Ray, left-handed pitcher, traded to the Toronto Blue Jays in exchange for left-handed pitcher Travis Bergen and cash considerations. Toronto clearly is buying, even though when we said in our last podcast that they should either stay put or sell, they must have been like, no, we're gonna buy. And I'm okay with that. I'm actually kind of okay with that because, you know, they don't want to waste the prime of Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette and all their young talent that they got there. So I think it's a good thing that they're trying to get better now. So yeah, I'm kind of rooting for them to make the playoffs because it'd be fun for them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I applaud what they did. They did some moves I think were good moves. And if they pan out, they got a really, really good team then.
Yeah, they're not done yet, as we'll see later on. But the Cincinnati Reds and the Los Angeles Angels have agreed to a deal. The Reds will acquire Brian Goodwin in exchange. The Angels are going to get left-handed pitcher Packy 910. Great name, dude. And a player to be named later. So, Brian Goodwin goes to Cincinnati. Angels get a prospect and a player to be named later. It's a win-win deal. So, yeah. Nothing really to say about it. I don't know who Brian Goodwin is or Packy 910 especially. So,
my cousin said Brian Goodwin's underrated, so.
Yeah. We'll see.
But he's on Cincinnati now, so we'll be seeing him.
Oh, yeah. But guess who won't be seeing him anymore? David Phelps, who got traded to Philadelphia in exchange for 3 pitching prospects that are low leveled. But this has worked out in the past, as in a previous deal for Adam Lind, we got Freddie Peralta, who was one of those low rated pitching prospects that we got in return. So if one of them at least pans out decently, I think the Brewers win this trade. But it kind of mind-boggled me a little bit as to why we did it, because David Phelps was a really good bullpen arm to have. But what was your initial reaction to the trade?
I was like, oh, okay. And then I heard we have 3 prospects. I'm like, oh, okay, I can live with that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I was kind of hoping the Brewers would sell more personally.
Yeah.
Like Garcia or there's 2 guys I'm hoping would be on the move for some prospects.
Yeah, we didn't really make
I was hoping
another.
them to.
We didn't really make another. No, we did not make
It's
another
not
deal.
like I guess we can bring it up now. They were apparently David Stern said something about getting a bat, but fizzled out right at the last minute though.
Yeah, that kind of
I'm curious to
sucks.
see who that was.
Yeah, I wanted to see that happen. Mike Trout for Orlando Arcia.
Yeah, we need help at hitting, that's for sure.
Definitely, I think we should have made that. I think we should have made the move for whoever it was. But yeah.
Yeah, if they're gonna get bats, that's fine. I don't know. That's where I was kind of disappointed. I mean, they traded Phelps away, but then they didn't make any other moves. I was hoping they'd maybe move a few other guys so we can get some prospects, but I guess we must not like the offers or something.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm just curious who that bat would have been then, though.
I wish they would have announced that potential trade, but whatever.
Maybe even.
Whatever.
I mean, it could have been Joey Gallo, potentially. You never know. I mean, I know he's probably pretty high priced, but must have been someone decent, I'm guessing, if they weren't able to complete it in time.
Yeah.
But, oh well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, but Toronto made a good deal. They got Jonathan VR for a player to be named later. This is a terrific deal because just getting a player to be named later, that's a big loss for Miami. That is a big loss. And
Yeah.
with Bo Bichette, who plays shortstop, injured right now, they needed a replacement for now. And Jonathan VR is going to be that good bat for them. And I like this trade for Toronto. I really do. He can also play like second base, right? Second, third base, right? I should know this. He was with us. I should know this. He was with us for like a couple of years.
Yeah, he's a good, solid player.
Yeah.
That loves to play the game. And honestly, I guess at the time when we got rid of him, I was happy. But looking at it now, I actually like them. And I wish we still had them. But we do have Keston now, so I guess his job was going to be inevitable anyway.
Yeah, I just wish it was a better deal instead of frickin' Jonathan Scope. It hurts to say his name. I think if we
Yeah.
would have made another trade that wasn't Jonathan Scope, we could potentially have moved on to the World Series, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, that was 2018. I don't want. That was the past.
Yeah, that was.
Happened. Now we gotta move on.
Yeah. Just like the Arizona Diamondbacks are moving on from pitcher Archie Bradley. Archie Bradley to the Reds, a right-handed pitcher. In exchange, the Arizona Diamondbacks have received infielder Josh Van Meter, great last name, outfielder Straught Fairchild. What are these last names? What kind of a last name is Fairchild? Okay then. I think the Reds win this deal. Just because I don't know who these two prospects are. I'm guessing they're prospects. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess too. That's probably what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. Good trade for the Reds. Getting another pitcher in that trade. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Reds are definitely all in. Like Reds are going all in, which I can't blame them. I guess since you got Trevor Bauer as a free agent, maybe they can't afford him after the year. I don't know. We'll see.
True.
There, might as well go in. You got the starting pitching. You got a lot of great bats. Might as well go in for it.
Try to be competitive, yeah.
Yeah, once you get in, ain't happen, I suppose.
This next trade was kind of a surprise for me. Miami acquiring Starling Marte in exchange for giving up probably their best pitcher in Caleb Smith. Right-handed pitcher Humberto Mejia, and a player to be named later. How old is Starling Marte? I actually don't know this.
I don't know either.
But I kind of question this deal for Miami because is it going to help the rebuild, or is it just something I?
Not going in for it. They're the second seed. They're going to try to make the playoffs and go for it now, I guess. They just beat Jacob deGrom today, so they obviously showed they can win against top pitching.
True.
I mean, if you can score like 4 runs or whatever, you're doing good.
Yeah, he is an elite pitcher.
And they do got some good players there.
Speaking of elite pitching, the Padres acquired right-handed pitcher Taylor Williams in exchange for a player to be named later or cash considerations. So a second trade with Seattle. A second trade with Seattle.
Ben 2 must have a little something.
Yeah, a second trade with Seattle, but this time I think San Diego wins it. Sorry.
Yeah, Taylor Williams gives them our bullpen arm. That's actually probably not a bad thing for them.
No, never too bad to have some pitching. But I can't wait to see how these teams perform now.
Especially
Yeah,
it's good to get bullpen arms.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how these teams perform now with these new deals. But whatever. Speaking of the Dodgers, Ross Stripling, right-handed pitcher, goes to Toronto in exchange for 2 players to be named later. Toronto wins it. Toronto wins this deal.
Yeah, that's my prediction too. I know Ross Stripling's been not so good for the Dodgers, but he's been a solid pitcher though, and he could be a nice pitcher for the Blue Jays. Or a team that looks like they're going all in for. Just like the Marlins now, who I thought they were going to sell or stay put, they're actually I'm doing both. Which I suppose, I mean, they're in it. This year with being expanded playoffs, they got a good chance to make it, actually, because the National League East is pretty poor.
It'd be shocking.
The National... Well, actually, the standings of the NL East. The NL East.
Yeah, they are 3 games back in the division. They are tied with the Philadelphia Phillies for second place.
Yeah, they're in it, that's for sure. They could still technically catch the Braves, too. I mean, they didn't really upgrade their pitching. If Starling Marte does as good as he's been for the Diamondbacks or the Marlins, that's a huge boost. The Marlins could actually, honestly, which is weird to say.
Yeah, Marte's hit 311 batting average, 384 on base, 443 slugging, 2 home runs, 8 doubles, 1 triple, 14 RBIs, 38 hits, and 122 at bats. So not a bad deal for Miami. Not a bad one at all.
Yeah, I'll give the Marlins credit. They actually, will the deal work out? I don't know, but I give them credit for, they're in position to make the playoffs. I give them credit for buying, I guess.
True.
And taking a risk. I'll give them my respect there on that.
Speaking of teams that are buying, the Colorado Rockies are still buying here, with Kevin Pillar and cash considerations going to Colorado in exchange for player to be named later or cash considerations. What? Okay.
Wait, what?
So Rockies acquired outfielder Kevin Pillar, cash considerations as well. The Boston Red Sox will be getting a player to be named later or cash considerations, which doesn't make any sense.
I'd say, yeah, Rockies won that.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too.
Plus, being at Coors Field, that's a big field. They having a guy like Pillar is going to help them out quite a bit, I think. They can run real quick. That will help them, I think.
Definitely, I think so too. I didn't expect the Rockies to buy a lot today, or this trade deadline, but, it's a whatever kind of situation. They're setting themselves up for a playoff push, and I respect teams that do that.
Just like the Marlins, I respect them for they're in position to make it. I respect them for actually going for it. Even if it jeopardizes their rebuilding, I guess. The Brewers kind of did that in 2017. They were actually in position to win, even though they were projected not to do so good, and they bought some pieces.
I think in 2017, all we
did... really missed it by...
I think 2017, all we did was trade for Jeremy Jeffress. I think that's all we did.
It'll sound like that, but it'll still...
Because I remember people were like, come on, do something, and then they see that we traded for Jeremy Jeffress. And I believe that was their only deal, but that was a long time ago, so... Yeah, we got 2 more trades to talk about, and then we're going to talk about the winners and losers, and what the teams could have, or what teams could have done, in my opinion, or in our opinion. So the Mets are in both of these deals. They have acquired infielder Todd Frazier, catcher Robinson Chirinos, and cash considerations. from the Texas Rangers in exchange for 2 players to be named later. I think the Mets win this deal.
These are separate deals, right?
Yeah, they have one. They have another one with the Orioles.
Todd Frazier, he went to the Rangers, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
And then Chirinos, he's on the Rangers too, didn't he? Isn't he? Or was?
Was. Now he's in New York.
I guess that. Yeah, those are moves that help them. I mean, Wilson Ramos isn't cutting it out at catcher, so Chirinos can come in and kind of replace him or do better, I suppose. And then Todd Frazier gives them a potential solid third baseman.
Definitely, I
we'll see
agree.
How it.
And then the final trade of this trade deadline, the Mets acquired right-handed pitcher Miguel Castro in exchange for left-handed pitcher Kevin Smith, player to be named later, or cash considerations. Just another bullpen arm, probably. Miguel Castro, never too bad to have that. So, yeah, kind of a boring way to end it, but whatever. Don't really have much to say about that. But teams that I think won and lost this whole trade deadline. I'm not just talking about trades now, talking about the whole thing. The winners are definitely the Padres for getting Mike Clevinger. And definitely getting some bullpen relief arms and Taylor Williams and Trevor Rosenthal. Definitely trying to, bolster up their team and definitely
win the World Series.
Yeah, win it all. Definitely. Losers.
Padres get one.
Yeah.
Are we going over to winners, or are we going to go over to losers?
Yeah. Let's stay with winners. Toronto Blue Jays. I like what they did.
They're my number 2.
Making moves that I think definitely impacted him, but not at a huge cost, which was huge.
Yeah, they would have gotten my number 1 if it wasn't for the Padres getting Clevinger.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for trying to put the Blue Jays on set number 1.
Definitely.
They did. They got a couple solid pitchers that could be pretty good. I think the Blue Jays are good, and they had VR. I think they did good. They're my number 2.
Yeah.
Who's your number 3?
My number 3 winner would have to be the Boston Red Sox for getting a bunch, or not, no.
Mine's Oakland A's.
Yeah, I guess Oakland, yeah. Oakland first. Oakland for getting Tommy La Stella.
And then they also got a potential good starter in Mike Minor.
Yeah, I agree with that for number 3. Number 4 probably has to be...
Other teams too.
Yeah. Number 4 probably has to be the... Colorado Rockies. Getting Kevin Pillar, getting Michael Givens for not that much of a cost. I think are potential good deals.
Yeah, I'd put the Colorado Rockies at number 4, I suppose.
Yeah, there's really not many winners. I mean, the White Sox for getting Jared Dyson, potentially, maybe.
I think that was the only move.
That's the only move they did.
I suppose maybe the Cubs moves.
Cubs, I think
No,
they're
the Cubs
gonna.
made a few moves. Obviously,
I think the Red Sox.
Cubs, maybe the Reds.
Yeah, Reds, Red Sox, Cubs. Red Sox were getting prospects and players to be named later, selling a little bit for the future.
The Red Sox to me are like a middle team. They good getting some prospects, but I think they screwed up not getting rid of JD Martinez though. Even Harold Reynolds said, "Why aren't they getting rid of him?" Now's the perfect time to move him.
I think so, yeah.
And they just sat there and let him sit. You know, it's true when you even got someone like that saying something like, "Why the heck is he not being traded?"
Definitely, I think you're right
But
there.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess Boston has plans. I guess.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of losers. But the Mets are also kind of winners. Infield Todd Frazier, getting Miguel Castro, Robertson, Chirinos, getting some players that I think can help them. But
Yeah, the Marlins might be winners too if Starling Marte does as good as he's been.
That's true.
If he does as good as he's been, it's a huge boost for the Marlins on.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
Let's talk about a little bit of losers right now. Oh boy.
Who's lucky losing number one?
Loser number one. I gotta go. I gotta go Tampa Bay. I gotta go Tampa Bay, and here's why. They didn't do much. They were not active as much as I thought they would be. They only traded for basically like Brett Phillips, and I think they made another trade. I gotta look. Oh yeah, the two players be named later. I just think they needed
Jose Martinez.
Yeah, for Jose Martinez. I don't agree with it. When you're trying to win, you obviously want to improve at some positions. I don't think they did it. I just don't think Brett Phillips is going to be that main guy that helps them win. And I think they made a mistake in just saying, hey, let's stay where we are, or let's stay where we're at, and let's, not take advantage of being in the first place for once in their lives in the division.
Yeah, in a division where Boston and the New York Yankees have dominated for many years.
Yeah, they're definitely losers. This trade deadline for not doing much.
I don't know one, but I think the Yankees you could put at the top of that. I don't think they made any moves, and they have a lot of injuries.
That is true. Well, I'm kind of not going in order, also, but the Yankees I think should have made a move too. The Pirates are a team that I think they should have sold more.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Brewers better.
Yeah, the Brewers are kind of losers here.
With either selling some who is.
I think the Brewers for not getting a bat.
Who did you put?
The Brewers for not getting a bat.
That and also they could have more pieces.
Yeah.
That and they could have sold more pieces, I think, too. I think the Brewers, unfortunately, I have to put them in the loser category.
Yeah. And
I think the Phillies did great getting Phelps. They needed to do that, and they got him.
At least they did something. The Braves are also losers for not doing much. They didn't get a good pitcher. They only got a pitcher with a 5+ ERA.
They should have went for Clevenger, I think. I think they should have went in for Clevenger.
That or Lance Lynn or
they had some prospects. Yeah, even Mike Minor would have been okay. Yeah. But we'll see. They got Tommy Malone. Maybe he'll be the surprise guy, and they'll be like, "Holy crap, he's amazing!"
Yeah, but is he gonna carry Is he going to carry a pathetic pitching staff to a World Series?
The one thing I will say that's going for the Braves, they do have probably the best bullpen in baseball. That's why they're doing so good.
And the Phillies, they needed bullpen help. So David Phillips will definitely help in that category.
Yeah, unless he falls apart.
Yeah, who knows? But I think another loser would have to be the Texas Rangers for not getting rid of Lance Lynn.
Yeah, maybe even Joey Gallo.
Yeah, and also the Angels for... Or, no, they're not losers. What the hell am I talking about?
I think they did the right thing. There's some guys.
Yeah.
Though I think Stella they could have definitely done better on.
That's probably the loser part. The La Stella trade was terrible. But yeah, I think... I don't know. I mean, oh, wait. The Yankees did make a move. August 26th. We didn't talk about that. They got catcher Rob Brantley for cash considerations. World Series.
Yep. Yeah, I think the Yankees made a move for sure. Even feels like Cameron Maben, who I think he went to the Cubs actually.
They also got added. Wait, is that Addison Russell? Wait, no, that's no. The hell? I don't know why. I thought that was Addison Russell, but it's Addison Russ, a right-handed pitcher. They got August 21st from Philadelphia. But I thought it was not showing its whole name, but Addison Russell is a shortstop, not a right-handed pitcher.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the Twins in the loser category too. I mean that they didn't make a move, I don't think.
They did not. Yeah, the Twins.
And they've actually
The Twins are losers. The Cardinals didn't make a move. The Cardinals didn't make a move, which was kind of shocking too. So I think they're kind of losers at this point.
maybe Detroit as well. They could have maybe did something.
They could have sold a couple pieces.
Yeah, or they could have went the Marlin route and bought maybe too, because they're kind of in it. Or maybe they're not. Wait, no, yeah, they should have sold, yeah. I just remember the Indians, White Sox, and then the Twins.
Yeah, Detroit is 16-16, 2.5 games out of a playoff spot.
They could make it, but I don't think they will. Although...
The Nationals are losers. They didn't do anything. They could have either sold or they could have either...
Other than that...
They could have done something impactful.
They just went for Brock.
Wow.
They went for Brock Colton. That's... What a move.
Yeah, a guy who hit 100. Wow. Shaking my legs. I'm shaking.
For the Milwaukee Brewers, what a great job.
San Francisco didn't really do anything. They're kind of losers too. They could have either bought or sold. Then they're 17-19. They're a game out of a playoff spot with us. They could have done something to help that, but whatever. The Astros also didn't do anything. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I wonder if the Astros are going to be weary of doing trades now after what happened with Mike Fiers. After giving away their scandal thing now, I wonder if they're going to be pretty weary now.
Yeah, that definitely did not hold a good place in their...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Giants, they probably should have sold, honestly. They were losers 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
Last year they didn't get a Smith or Madison Bumgarner when they had the chance, and they paid the piper by losing both of them in free agency.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there. But
they sold off like Pomerez and I think like Mark Melanson, a few others last year. They should have just went ahead and did it with Bumgarner and Will Smith while they were at it.
totally.
They're obviously in Reed. Should have just did it then. And of course, they missed the playoffs and they lost both in free agency. Don't they still have Buster Posey too? I believe. That's a guy I haven't heard in a long time. I mean, he used to be amazing, but he really fell off.
I think that's because of age. And I mean, look, they got Pablo Sandoval still, or Pablo Sandoval still. He was a
Yeah, he's like a fan favorite at this point.
Yeah, he used to be good, and then he got that albatross of a contract by Boston. Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah, and then
yeah, you remember that deal, don't you?
Yep.
But yeah, they still got some. They got some old pieces. God, where is he? Brandon Belt they still
Where's
have.
who?
Brandon Belt they still have.
Yeah, I should probably get rid of. I think they definitely screwed. They're losers of the past few years now.
And he's having a career year.
They're really standing.
He's got a career high in batting average, a career high in on base, and a career high in slugging. He's got a 313 average, a 400 on base percentage, and a 590 slugging.
Is that Brandon Belt?
Yeah, they could have definitely gotten something for him. Hell, maybe that's what the Brewers tried to do. Who knows?
He's a first baseman, right?
He is first baseman. That would have helped their issue at first base. Oh, that probably is the reason. He's making $17.2 million this season.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but he's still having a career year. Any team would have bought that.
They probably just had to pay a lot of the contract, just like Seattle probably do with Kyle Seager if they moved him.
I'm not seeing Buster Posey. I gotta look up.
Oh. Maybe he dropped out for the year.
He probably, he hasn't played at all this year. He's making $22 million to just sit at home.
He's making what?
$22 million.
Oh, yeah. That's a great life.
Why can't I be good at sports? Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, they do still have Buster Posey, but he opted out for the season, it looks like. They got a couple injured pitchers, so they definitely could have done something there. I thought Pablo Sandoval retired, to be honest with you. I haven't heard that name in a long time either. Wow, that's a great on base percentage and slugging. That's terrible. He's hitting 208. He's got a 266 on base percentage and a 264 slugging.
Oh, that's great.
For a combined like a 600 OBP or what's the other stat? Damn it. OPS? Yeah, OPS. Oh yeah, Dubon was the guy we traded for Pomerantz and Ray Black. He's doing good. In 30 games, he's hitting 275 with only one home run, though.
One home run.
Oh, yeah, Evan Longoria could have been traded, too. He's been doing good, too.
Yep.
He's hitting 299. He's only making $14.5 million. A team could definitely afford that. He's hitting 299, 4 home runs. Yeah. Definitely could have done that. But I think we're done. I think we basically named all the teams.
I was going to say, I don't think there's much else to really talk about now.
The Brewers had a game today.
Yep.
And they won. Yeah, they won the series. Yeah. Trevor Williams was the starter for Pittsburgh. He's dog shit.
Right last year, but sucks this year.
Yeah. And Brent Suter started this year, this game, not this year. Went 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, 50 pitches. An okay game, and not the best, but yeah. And then Drew Rosman came in for 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Okay game. Freddie Peralta wasn't great. 1.1 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. He's definitely kind of fallen off a little bit from the potential that he's shown early on. But I think he'll get it together. Devin Williams got the win.
I think so too.
Devin Williams has been amazing. He got the win.
That change up.
1.2 innings, 0 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. He's got a .64 ERA now. That is insane.
Yeah.
And then Josh Hader, good to see him have a bounce back game from that terrible game Saturday. He's still throwing a no hitter throughout the season, but
even after a horrible game like on Saturday, he still has given up no hits,
which I think is very valuable.
Yeah, definitely understandable why he did not get moved at the trade deadline.
Definitely, but I
considering that
considering what?
What? I mean, he hasn't given up a hit at all, which shows why his value's sky high.
Yeah. There it is.
But Brewers win 6-5, and well, wins a win, even for
Jed Jerko has really been great. He's heading 261 now, which I didn't think was going to happen. But that's good to see him doing good. Yelich, I want him to start. I want him to have a consistent over 200 average.
He's actually got a lot of hits. It's just unfortunate they're right at players.
Yeah.
It's just one of them years for him. It's just unfortunate luck.
It's been a weird year in baseball, but yeah.
See, like no matter where you say he's been getting some hits that are robbed. Just been one of them years for Yelich. But that's just life.
Another day, another migraine.
Yeah.
My on-time percentage, 12% grain. Okay, I think we're gonna end it here. We basically went through all the trades. Gave our winners and losers. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that one team in Milwaukee that really pissed us off today, but we could save that for another time.
Yeah, we can wait a little bit on that.
Oh wow!
See what happens.
OKC forced a game 7. Oklahoma City forced
game 7.
Yeah, they won by 4. Denver also forced a game 7 after being down 3-1. Oh my god! If Utah blows this, poor Donovan Mitchell. But yeah, we're done here. We basically talked about what we wanted to talk about. But yeah.
I think we went over every trade. I can't think of anything else. So
made our picks for winners and losers.
Yep.
But yeah, make sure to like this video, leave a comment for future ideas, subscribe for more content, and peace. I am out. See you next time.